This is my last of 3 rants. And this is truly the one that pissed me off the most. This is the one that left an incredibly bad taste in my mouth.
Just do it!
This is where they just simply went too far. They released a nation recruit system, which as itself is a really good idea for the game. It brings a lot of value to nations and recognizing nations and the uniqueness and potentially thematics that nations may have. It adds some layers to the story, allows you to recognize people to location, which allows you to get background for locations and how they fit into the world, which is good. That's a great thing. It is completely inaccessible to just about 99.9% of the player base. Now, they gave us 5 nation tickets just because they suck at their job and couldn't get maintenance over in time. And maybe they'll do that more in the future. And then they give you the slight opportunity to spend $10 to get 10 more and some zest. That's not terrible. But then you realize once you start using those tickets and say you used a 10x, you're not even guaranteed to get legendary or fadeds from that series. In fact, it just increases the chance that you get them. So they're really not that different than any other banner. It's not even a new system. It's just the same gimmick with a different name. And I was excited about this because I really wanted to use nation tickets to get Kylock, Naomi, and Dorka. I thought that was a great system to encourage older players that had zest stored up, that had gold stored up, to be able to get the new content, to use their progression to continue to be at the cutting edge of the game, and to reward you for your dedication. But in reality, what we ran into is a very reduced system and statistically inept way of introducing new heroes, all 3 of which are faded, mind you. And they're being thrown into a larger pool than any other hero prior to that has ever done, because they have every other hero to compete with it. So when you go to poll for these and say the FC Valentina banner or any other fake core banner, you're gonna be overwhelmed. You're probably not going to get these 3 new units unless you're incredibly lucky or you're doing a ton of rolls. And then you have the nation recruit system itself, where you need 150 tickets to even just get one of your choice. Now, it is nice that you get to choose, and I was okay on the surface with that idea of it being 150 until you sit back and you look at what this cost is. I will put this clause here that's in the store. You actually see a nation ticket section that's empty, so they are planning to release more ways to get these nation tickets. But if we're looking at the shop as any indicator in the sales section, we're in a lot of trouble here. Let's look at this and let's break it down. So here we are in the shop, and as you can see, I already purchased this one. It was fine. You pay $10, you get 10 tickets, and you get 400 zest. That's okay value to me. I like that. But let's take an honest look deeper here and what they're asking us to pay, and we are going to flip out. The next place that we see these nation recruit packages is in the weekly packages. And here it's 4,900 crystals, which is roughly $50. And let's see what we get. We get 20 recruits for $50. We can hit 20 recruits in a system that requires 150 for you to be guaranteed what you want. You get less than 1/7 of the way there with $50. Gets even worse, guys. Here in the monthly package for $105, you get 50. So they're telling you that in their packaged sale deal, you need to give them $300 to be able to choose Dorka. Now, that's not incredibly different than what they're generally going for in, say, their cumulative purchase event, where at the end, if you put all in, you can choose between Garth, Rachel, Bath, Risha Frack, and Janae, and Dorka for $300. But this system in itself is terrible, and very few people even did it. And it's crazy to think that they're expecting you to do it multiple times. $300 for an in-game character that gives you very specific skills that impact your entire party, and in the case of Dorka, is the condition herself to activate the power of Naomi and Kylok. That's just way too far. That is just insanely far. And frankly, I find it borderline insulting. Now let's take a look at what the generals actually have a rate of normally. So here we are at the generals within the rates, and as you can see, the final rate is 0.0325, and this is for a singular roll. So for an 11x, that's roughly 3.6%, or 0.3, that's roughly 0.36%. So you would need to do 100 tickets, you would need to do 100 rolls to have a 3.6% chance of getting a Garf. That means if you want a statistically realistic rate of, say, like 50, you're gonna need to do 500 rolls, which equates to about 350,000 Zess. And we already know what they value Zess at. For $100, you can get 2,000 and 4,000 on the first one. So assuming you've done this once, you're gonna need to put in $17,500 to get enough Zess to get a 50% chance to pull a Dorka from a banner. $17,500 for a 50% chance. You might as well pay the $300 to just pick her at that point. And that's just damn insulting. And I said this, and I was actually laughed at by the community when I first said it, but String of Creation is doing nothing but rising in value day after day. It is incredibly cost effective to go after a specific gold fake core in the current states of these metas, and the continued valuation of these gold fake cores in the progression of the game and in PvP. There is little reason to suggest people to do premium recruit anymore, or an off banner system, or to go after someone like Otard here. You need to be saving your Zest for SOC and gold fake core banners exclusively, unless a really good rework comes out, because everything else at this point is the actual scam. String of Creation looks like our saving grace the more that this game adds heroes. And frankly, they've gone way too far with this. This is completely unacceptable in my eyes. This pay to win strategy of theirs is unsustainable to everyone, including the whales. It seems like they're just soaking what they can before they run. But looking at the quality of everything else in this game, I mean, look at these heroes, look at the animations, look at the story development, look at the theatrics that they've put into this. You can tell that Lion Games is really putting effort into this, so it doesn't truly seem like it's a blatant cash grab. They're actually putting work behind it. It's just a bad ask. It's just a bad investment. It's like they're treating Exos like it's a luxury fashion brand where you're paying thousands of dollars to be wearing toilet paper. Like, that's not saying that high-end fashion is a scam. It's just saying that it doesn't really make sense to anyone. So yeah, Lion Games has taken this monetization thing way too far.